Every day she vanishes without a trace. Her father becomes suspicious and decides to track her down to uncover the truth. Prepare to witness the intriguing tale of a 5-year-old girl who mysteriously disappears daily until her father follows her to an abandoned house and unravels her astonishing secret. What could she possibly be doing there? And what drives her to visit that desolate place day after day? Don't forget to show your support and join us as we delve into the video. Meet Sasha, a bright 5-year-old girl with a captivating secret. Raised in a loving environment, Sasha's parents spared no effort in ensuring her happiness and well-being. Their family legacy resided in a sprawling farm, an ancestral treasure handed down through generations. Enveloped by the serenity of nature, Sasha cherished her life on the farm. With ample room to roam and play, she reveled in the freedom it offered. For a child her age, it was a dream come true. Little did her parents suspect the hidden truth she carried within. Each day, at the stroke of 7:00 a.m., Sasha would mysteriously vanish from her room, only to reappear promptly at 8:00 a.m. By chance, her father stumbled upon this enigma when he arose for a midnight drink and ventured to check on his daughter. His heart froze as he opened the bedroom door, only to find her absence. Desperate, he woke his wife, and that she immediately went out to look for her, but they didn't find her. Reluctantly, they went back to their house to call and inform the police about the little girl's disappearance. But when they arrived at the house, they found that Sasha had returned to her room and was playing as if nothing had happened. The couple were relieved to see the little girl at home, but they couldn't understand what had happened. Her very concerned father insisted that Sasha tell him where she'd gone, but she simply remained silent with tears in her eyes as if she couldn't tell her parents what was really going on. Emma, the little girl's mother, was convinced that her daughter wouldn't do anything after the warnings they gave, but she was wrong. Almost religiously, she left at 7:00 a.m. and returned at 8:00 a.m. What was going on? What was the secret she had to keep so well? Sasha was still just a small child and shouldn't hide anything from her parents, especially something that seemed so important. Noticing that she wasn't going to tell them what was going on, her parents knew it was time to do something about it. Worried about his little girl, the father decided to follow her the next day to finally unravel the mystery and find out what was making his little one do that. Despite being only a child, only 5 years old, Sasha was very smart and was suspicious of her father, so she just stayed in the backyard playing so she wouldn't be followed. Emma took advantage of her daughter's distraction to scour her room for clues that might help them, and her surprise, she actually found something that terrified her. Among Sasha's toys, Emma found a note that read, "Come to the back house and meet me today at 6:30 p.m. You must come alone." Emma had never felt so afraid in her life. She knew that those words could mean something serious in the life of that family, so she talked to her husband to take action that day. The couple knew the little girl hadn't left that morning, but the note was specific and said time and place. Fearing for what was about to happen, her father decided to follow her more cautiously, as asking what was happening wasn't doing any good. Tom was willing to find out the reason for so much mystery, and he wouldn't get caught this time. So at 6:00 p.m. he was prepared to watch his daughter from afar so as to not freak her out. She looked around to make sure she wasn't being watched, and she didn't see her father, and that was great for Tom. She mysteriously left, but her father was behind the trees ready to find out what was happening to his daughter. Sasha arrived at her final destination, and this scared her father as the little girl was heading to a house abandoned on the farm for over 50 years. That house belonged to his great-grandparents, and no one had been there for a long time. But did Tom surprise the place didn't look abandoned and was well maintained, and that made him desperate. Was there really anyone inside the house? Who was this mysterious person? When Sasha knocked on the property's door, a suspicious woman opened it and asked her to enter. Tom didn't understand a thing, but he couldn't let his daughter meet that unknown woman in secret because he was afraid something bad would happen. With this in mind, he came out from behind the tree where he was hidden and ran to the door, and then knocked loudly. When the door opened, he could hardly believe what his eyes were seeing. He would never have imagined the situation. Tom looked but couldn't understand very well. His daughter was sitting around countless dogs and didn't seem at risk. Quite the opposite, he was angry. But when he saw what was happening, all the nervousness went away. The truth is that there was a lady living in his abandoned house. Her name was Linda, and she ran away from a nearby nursing home as she didn't want to spend her last moments of life inside a home for the elderly. So she ran away to seek shelter. Linda was malnourished and in the company of 40 well-behaved dogs, but they were very thin, as if they hadn't eaten well in a long time. The elderly woman explained to Tom that she asked her daughter, Sasha, to remain confidential as she was being sought by the authorities for having fled the shelter and didn't want to go back there. She had a lot of love for nature and couldn't leave all those little animals on the streets and brought them to live hidden in the family's abandoned house that was offered by Sasha when they met in a square in front of the little girl's school. To the parents, surprised, Linda had been living there for over a month, and Sasha refused to tell us she liked the little lady's company and didn't want her to leave. The two had become good friends, and the little girl would sneak out only to leave snacks for Linda, who couldn't work to buy food. Tom couldn't believe it had been happening for so long, right under his nose, but he wasn't furious with his daughter. On the contrary, he was proud of her for trying to help someone who was really in need. He ran to tell the situation to his wife, who was also stunned by the story, but did everything to try to understand the situation of the little girl and her new friend. Deep in conversation, Emma and Tom pondered the events that unfolded. Fortunately, this tale culminated in a joyous ending as the couple extended their helping hands to the lady and her 40 canine companions. With heartfelt determination, they renovated a house for them to call home and pledged to assist with meals for both the lady and her 4-legged friends. Sasha, although saddened by keeping her secret, couldn't contain her happiness witnessing her parents' compassionate actions. Tom shared their journey with a local newspaper during an interview. Reflecting on their experiences, Tom remarked, "Had we known earlier, we would have acted swiftly to aid Linda." The couple was profoundly touched by their 5-year-old daughter's remarkable empathy, setting an extraordinary example of extending support to those in need. In the process, they forged a genuine friendship. With the assistance of neighbors from every corner of the neighborhood, the couple garnered substantial support in caring for the dogs. The family soon became a beacon of compassion in the region, renowned for their dedication to animal welfare and their kind-hearted assistance. The story was a testament to the triumph of compassion, with Sasha leading the charge by embracing Linda as her new friend. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.